Today, what we're doing is we went through the personal side, which is the majority of our financial responsibility stewardship lies in the personal side. Just to be clear, you're probably not out of that yet. If you think you're out of it, do another take on all of your personal stuff. What I found is it's always getting messy at the bottom. And the pyramid, what I'm going to show you this here in a second, our wealth pyramid, the personal's at the bottom. It's always messy at the bottom. And you have to take the most care and the most time at the bottom. As you go up the pyramid, it gets more fun. Don't get me wrong. It's more fun to play around and to give money away and work with your assets and passive income. But if you're not taking care of your vision and your spending, then you don't get to play up top. And if you play up top too long, you're going to end up having to go all the way back down to the bottom and start back over. And I don't want that for you. I definitely don't want it for me. Okay? There's a phrase that says, as you're climbing up the mountain, throw some dirt in the valley for when you fall. And we're all going to fall. And if you don't think you're going to fall, something like COVID will make us fall. There's things outside of our control that we can't control. So it's on you to do good with what you have now. And I can tell you, I can promise you, when you do that, life will become better. I'm not saying it's going to be great tomorrow, but Tamika gave us a beautiful example. I'm glad she raised her hand when I said that. Thank you, Tamika. Because she said, just in this month, I've done better than what I've done in the past. Just because she was here, she listened to it, she did some work, and now she's doing better and better. Is she at her goal? Probably not, but she's on her way now. She's turned the ship. She's heading in the right direction, and she has what's called momentum now. And when you get momentum, it starts to become fun. You get confident. You like it. I was talking to somebody earlier today, and I said, I've been talking about financials for like 3 months now. And here's my one thing I've realized. When you don't like something, you neglect it. Think about that. We happen to be talking with this person about their family, and their family wasn't going the best for them. And so they neglected it. And you know what they neglected it with? Work, because work was going really well. And they're like, well, I've been working every night till like 7, 8, 9 o'clock. Like, oh, maybe it's because you haven't taken good enough care of your family, so now you're working. Well, let me tell you, it's the same with financials. If you don't take care of them, when you look at them, you're like, this is ugly. I don't like this. Put it down. Let me do something else. Let me watch TV. Let me go work over here. Let me make another phone call and try to make more money. Let me run the hamster on the wheel even faster. And here's my promise to you in my life. I'm only 40 years old. And this is, I promise you, it's only the first time I've lived this life, which is full disclosure. I don't know what tomorrow looks like. And actually, what I said yesterday to the group, there's a chance I'm doing this all wrong, by the way. Yeah, you guys were here yesterday when I said that, some of you. I might be doing this all wrong for what I know. Very unlikely, but there's a chance. Here's what I'll tell you. If you don't get it right today, tomorrow's going to be harder. And if you don't get it right tomorrow, the next day is going to be harder. And then all of a sudden, you're going to wake up and say, holy shit, I don't have enough days left. I can promise you, I deal with these people all the time. They realize they don't have enough days left, and then fire goes underneath them. Those are actually the favorite times when I pick clients up, is normally when they're about 55 to 60, that light bulb goes off that says, shit, I'm going to do this later. Later is now today, and I got to get on it now today. If I could put that fire and bring forth that to you today, that'd be a blessing that I can't give you, but I'd love to, is to take the urgency and put it on to today. If you put it off till tomorrow, it's going to bite you in the butt normally. So don't say when I make this, don't say if I make more, I'll have more. Say I'm going to take care of what I have. And if I make more, great, because that means I'll have more because now I'm taking care of it. It's a promise you got to make to yourself. And I can tell you, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be fun. I can only tell you it will be worth it. Okay, let me show you guys I'm going to show you the wealth wheel here again, or the pyramid. 1 second. I'm going to show you this because I want your eyes to get on this real quick because we've been talking about this. Remember, at the bottom in the dark greens, all of our personal. And for those of you who don't know, who you haven't heard me say it 10 times, this comes from our newest program, our wealth program, launching here in about 3 weeks. Okay. This bottom part is all personal finances. This is where you need to spend probably 60% of your time, if not 70%, right here. We had a lot of good feedback on just this time blocking one, which says I need to invest more time looking at my money, thinking about it. We talked about in the first week of this, 15 minutes Monday through Thursday and an hour on Friday. Yeah. The second section now gets into the business. Everybody in here, I believe, is a business owner. The business comes after your personal account. You work on your personal stuff first, and then you work on your business. Today, what I'm going to talk about now is the sides and this top. Okay, these sides are what we call generational wealth. It's what holds this whole thing together. And I'm specifically going to talk about 3 pieces today: the money wheel, assets, and giving. I'm going to talk about the money wheel with you, talk about assets and giving. So I want to start with assets. I'm going to go assets, money wheel, and then giving here today. And you're going to have to do some work. Full disclosure, this will take work. I'll be here and I'll help you. But with our assets, what I can tell you is if you think you're always going to have to work for your money, that's setting yourself up for failure. Another way to say it, if today you have to work to earn money, be wary because in the future, you might have to always work to make money. And all of us here one day want to be sitting probably where Patrick's at right now. See him on the beach? He's always on the beach, by the way. We want to probably be hanging out with him, right? Like, it's okay to work to earn money, but you probably don't want to do it when you're 80 or 90 years old, right? Like, that's probably a general thought you're having. And if so, let me say this. What if something happens to you? What if something happens to you and you can't actually work anymore? So now it's out of your control. What happens to somebody in your family that maybe needs you to take care of them for a day, a month, a year, 2 years, 5 years? What position are you putting yourself in today to be able to do that? Now, when I say this, I don't mean you have to turn the whole boat today, but can we work towards something to get us somewhere later that we could truly enjoy? Or are we setting ourselves up right now to always have to work and never get off the wheel? You see, 36 years around entrepreneurs, what I can tell you is very few of us set up a plan to get off the wheel. And when I say the wheel, I'm talking about like a hamster on a wheel. Like, what is your plan to get off of this wheel? I'm not telling you you have to, but damn it, shouldn't you give yourself a fighting chance? Like, take some responsibility and say, you know what, in the next 10 years, I'm going to get myself in the financial position that I can work for free the rest of my life. The next 5 years, the next 15 years. Like, can't you have a vision and start to work towards it? For me, assets, these things allow me, they give me hope one day not to have to work. And my goal is for my assets to outproduce my energy and effort. I'll say that again. My goal is for my assets to outwork me. I'm changing your thinking right now. Yeah, I can work hard. I can work smart. I can work long. I can get some stuff done. And I'm setting myself up for failure and maybe my family if that's my go-to move. Like, isn't that the thinking that I should have, that if I'm 100% reliant on me to do work to earn money, that I'm setting myself up for failure? I'm not giving my family like the proper guidance it needs in case something happens. Shouldn't that be the thinking we have? I believe it is. But why in 36 years do I see 95% of entrepreneurs never get to where they're trying to get to? Why is that? How is that? And I believe it's because the thinking's wrong. I believe the thinking is when I get here, then I'll do this. I'm just going to concentrate on making more money. I love one of my mentors in the prime of my real estate sales. I was crushing it. In the prime of my real estate career, one of my mentors, I told him how much I made this year. He goes, "That's great, Austin. How much you save?" It's the first thing he said to me. "How much you save?" I'm like, "Well, I made this." He goes, "That's great. How much you save?" Now, what he didn't know is I was a saving fool. And I told him how much I saved. And he's like, "Damn, that's pretty good." I go, "I know." But he asked me really quick. It's not about what I made. He was never impressed. This guy was like 60 some years old. And he had been there, retired twice. And he wasn't concerned with what I made. He was really concerned with how much did I save. And so if he was next to you right now, and I mean, we're ending 2024, and he asked you, "Well, how much did you save this year?" How would your response be? Would you be proud of yourself? And don't go through all those damn excuses either. We all have them. Don't tell me, well, something hit and this happened and that happened and we all got a laundry list here. Everybody here has a laundry list of why we didn't save money. And really, your only excuse is you didn't save it because you spent it. That's really the reality, is it not? You didn't save it because you spent it. How much did you save?